Intermediate sessions. Today we will be discussing the simple SAR strategy, also known as the parabolic SAR. So I have an article in front of me here on my desktop, on my screen. So if you can see it, give me one in the chat. It's an interesting one, so if you can see it, yes, everyone can see it. So the SAR is a technical indicator, and it's used to determine the price direction of an asset, as well as draw attention to the price direction it's changing when the price direction is changing. Yeah, and it's one of the only accurate, suitable indicator out there for day trading or scalping. So this indicator, it's easy to use, and it's very, very simple to use and to understand. So here we have how to use the parabolic SAR in the article, and then down here, it's saying that it is important to be able to identify new trends. So it's equally important to be able to identify where the trend ends. So the SAR, not only does it give you like where the trend is starting from, but it also gives you where the trend is ending. Okay, after all, what's good is a well-timed entry without a well-timed exit. So the SAR it's composed of a series of dots, either above or below the price. So you can see here the dots in this picture, where it's indicating the parabolic SAR, the blue ones, down here and up above here. So here, one indicator that can help us determine where a trend might be ending is the parabolic SAR. The other indicators don't like show you the moving averages, they don't show you where the trend is ending, but the parabolic SAR, where the SAR stands for, the SAR stands for stop and reversal, it usually shows you where the trend might be ending. So it's here a parabolic SAR composed of dots or points on a chart that indicates potential reversals in the price movement. So we have an image down here. So before we go to the image, we have like how to trade. So here from the image above, so there's another, the previous image, you can see that the dots shift from being below the candles during the uptrend and to above the candles when the trend reverses in a downtrend. So here is simply saying that when the dots are down, it's an uptrend, and when the SAR is above the candles, it's showing a downtrend. Here is a downtrend, and then when it's below the price of the candles, it's showing an uptrend, an upward direction. So here we'll be going to how to trade using the parabolic SAR. Now the nice thing about the parabolic SAR is that it's really simple to use. They're saying it's really simple because when the dots are below the candles, it's a buy signal, and when the dots are above the candles, it's a sell signal. So here's the chart, the USD JPY, Japanese yen. This one is the daily chart. So here we have 3 dots. So when there is a change in trend, like for instance, when the price was coming down, it initially here it shows like 2 or 3 dots. So when there's a 3 dots formed here down here, it's telling you now the trend has ended from a downtrend. Now it's going to an uptrend. So that's how the traders know the trend has changed. So when it was going up, here now it will indicate another 3 dots, showing the traders that the trend has changed from this uptrend to a downtrend now. Sorry, yeah, it was actually my mice. So from this uptrend, from this uptrend to a downtrend, and the direction says for a sell. So when the price was coming down, a blue candle was formed, or a green candle, the buy candle was being formed. It showed the traders a couple of dots before all these dots were formed, and it was telling them, now we've changed from this downtrend, we are going, the downtrends are changed, we are going for an uptrend. So that's what it basically does. Whenever it comes down, it's telling the trader an uptrend is about to form, and whenever it's above the candles, it's showing that there's a downtrend coming. So what else does it tell us? This is since it's up and down only, nothing more is needed. So this is probably the easiest indicator to interpret because it assumes that the price is either going up or down. With that said, this tool is best used in markets that are trending and that have long rallies and downturns. So you don't use this tool, the parabolic SAR, in a choppy market where the price is moving sideways. So we don't use it in a consolidating market. You only use it when the market is trending to give us like the proper directional move of the market. So I guess everyone can see my charts. Yeah. So here we have the Euro US dollar on the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour time frame. So here, when we want to put, we have no indicators, so we'll come here to the indicators and strategies, and then we will type parabolic. Yeah, it's also called parabolic SAR. So click once and it pops up here. So the settings are default, so you don't have to put any inputs. So you go to the settings. What I'm going to change is only, I want to make it darker, so I will go with the black color. To the style is where I change. And then if I want to like increase its thickness, just come here, and then come here, and I want it to be on the cross or circles, whichever one you prefer. And then it will be in form of dots, and I'll say okay. So here you can see clearly now. Can see clearly. So this is the SAR. So these ones are a lot of circles because this downtrend has already been completed. So it was following the downtrend all the way. That's why there are many dots. But here you can see a couple of dots. So what is this telling us? So let's backtest a little bit here. Let's look at here. So when this market was forming a blue candle when it was here, at the beginning only three dots were formed. For one dot and then another dot to tell the trader that the downtrend has ended. Now they are going for the trend has changed to an uptrend. So as it was going up, so the dots increases. So while this was increasing, and then here a couple of candles were formed, and then this big engulfing candle was formed. While it was being formed, the dots jumped from here to this to here. So it was telling the traders that the uptrend has now been completed. Now the trend is being changed. It's changing into a downtrend. So when all these candles were going, when all the sell candles were forming and coming down, so the SAR was following it. But when the trend ends, it shows it goes to the other side. So now when it's down here, we know it's an uptrend. So when it's above the candles, it's a downtrend. Simply that, you just look at if it's down, it's below the candles, or if it's above the candles. And then one thing about it is you can use it on multiple time frames. So this one is the 4-hour. You can also reduce our time frame to the 1 hour. As you can see here, it's showing a couple of candles and a couple of dots above. So this trend is telling us now the uptrend is being completed now. The downtrend is beginning. So when you want to enter a market using the parabolic SAR, you will enter it when it gives you three dots or more. When 3 dots of the SAR are formed, or more, 3 or more dots, that's when you enter into that trade. Don't enter it when it is given you only 1 dot or 2 dots. The best to use is 3 and 3 or more dots. You can reduce it to the smaller time frames. See here, still showing it's above the candle, so it's giving us an indication that the trend is changing to a sell, to a downtrend market, and we'll enter it for a sell. As you can see here, in the 15-minute candle is 15-minute candle is being formed, which is indicating the market is going for a sell as well. So you can check it with other currencies as well. 15 minutes. So you can see here the way it dropped very well on the downtrend, and it was above the candles for a downtrend for a sell. And then now, well, this was here. So when the blue candles are formed, the SAR came down, and it was indicating that now this downtrend has ended. It's going for an uptrend. So now you enter from here, you use it for an entry when it has given you the 3 dots, until it gives you a couple of dots below the candles telling you now that downtrend has ended and the market is changing to an uptrend. So Now there is where you exit. So I hope you've understood that. If you've understood that, give me 2. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's basically the SAR now, the way. And another thing is that since we've done the moving averages, now we can also add the moving averages, our previous class, we can also add the moving averages to give us a more confirmation when you're using the SAR. So let's take 2 moving averages. And then when they're together, that's when we trade it together. So the one we looked at yesterday was 50 moving average. And the other one was 4. 50 and 4 cross. So here, so what we are seeing is, whenever we have a cross, we know that it's a changing trend as well. That's what we discussed in our previous class. So when we add the SAR, now if all these come together, the crosses come together with the SAR, and then it gives you that direction, then you can enter it very well. Like a good example is here. When this market was forming this big candle, so at top we will know that a couple of dots for the SAR were formed, and then there was a cross. So that was a complete confirmation that the trend has changed from this uptrend now changing to a downtrend. So you can use the SAR indicator as well with the technicals to have like a clear picture of when the trend is changing, when the trend is ending, and when the new trend is beginning. So that's how the SAR works with the indicators, the 50 and 4 cross, the moving averages. So down here you can see as well there was another cross forming down here, and then the SAR, it went with it. So here, this cross is about to happen, but it hasn't happened. But we're already seeing that the SAR is down below the candles. So we are expecting to take this market for a trade, only waiting for the moving averages to cross and the 50 to come down the way we discussed, and then we will enter you can enter this trade for a buy since it has met the requirements of that strategy. So let's look at a trade that they are together if you can find one. So here still it's a downtrend. The moving averages are still apart, they haven't crossed. Let me change the time frame and see. Still, yeah, here you can see here this close is about to happen. It hasn't happened, but a blue candle, like a buy candle, is being like formed. But what the SAR is telling us is here, $3 above, telling us this uptrend has ended, now heading for a downtrend. And as you can see, the moving average are about to cross and come above the candle. If this candle drops down, turns into a sell candle, and the SAR and the moving averages, everything meets our strategy, then you will enter this trade for a sell. And it's on the 1 hour time frame. So that's how you like set up the SAR and how you use it as a strategy. Let's see if we have more information about the SAR. It's telling us that we don't use it on a sideways market or a consolidating market, and we only use it when the market is trending. So how to use the parabolic SAR to exit trades? I've told you that the parabolic SAR is to help you determine whether you should close or trade or not. Check out the parabolic SAR worked as an exit signal, this chart below. So down here is a illustration of what I was telling you, that when the candles were above here, above the candles, the dots were above the candles, it was a downtrend market. And then they're telling us 1, 2, 3 dots was telling the trader it's time to exit from the short, from the sell trade, and go with an uptrend because the trend has changed. So it comes before even the market changes the trend. The SARs they come before the market even changes its trend. So it's a clear indication to tell the trader that the downtrend has ended. Now it's going for an uptrend. And then up here after the uptrend, we can look here earlier before all these dots were formed. When there are only 1, 2, 3 dots, again the uptrend will probably end. That's what was telling the trader now. You are done with this uptrend. Now a downtrend is about to begin, so you can enter this market for a short. So yeah. So if you understood the dots and how do you exit and how do you enter the trade using the parabolic SAR, give me 4-4. 4-4 if you understood how to use the parabolic as an exit for the trades and as an entry for the trades. Yeah, thank you. So here they're telling us when Euro USD started sliding down in late April, it seemed like it will just keep dropping like a rock. So it was on the daily chart. So that's what I was explaining, the 3 dots. So when a trader who was able to show this pair has probably wondered how low it would continue to go. In early June, these 3 dots formed at the bottom of the price. These ones here, suggesting that the downtrend, which was this, was over and that it was time to exit those shorts. So it was time to enter to exit the market from a short, from a sell. And if you stubbornly decided to hold on to that trade, thinking that the euro will resume its drop, you will have probably erased all the winnings, since the pair eventually climbed back near to this. So they're telling us, so if when the trader was like seeing these 3 dots of the SAR, and they continue to hold the market for a downtrend, not understanding what the SAR is telling them, that the downtrend has finished and is going for an uptrend. So the trader will have lost all the winnings they got from here, because as you can see, the market equaled the price where they entered and went above it. So the trader will have lost all these winnings and turn them into a loss. But if you're using the SAR now, you understand like the 3 dots are formed down here. So you know that I have to close this trade and prepare to go take the next trade for a buy. And when the trader has seen a couple of dots above the candles, so the trader knows that now the uptrend has ended, and I will enter the next market, or I will take the next trade on the Euro USD for a short. So the SAR clearly indicates when to enter, when to exit, and is there a change in trend in the market. So it's really simple. You just bring down the SAR, the indicator, and then you don't like put any input. You just increase the thickness, change your color to the one that's favorable to you, and then you can use it on any time frame that you want. So that was all about the SAR, the parabolic SAR, and the simple SAR strategy, and how you can use it with a couple of indicators to have a more and full confirmation on that trade. So we've understood everything about the SAR, and the parabolic SAR. Give me a 5 back in the chat. Yeah, thank you. So I don't see any questions. I guess everyone has understood the topic for today, which was the simple parabolic SAR strategy. Yeah, and guys, thank you for your time. We'll continue with our classes. Same time next week, same place. Have a good day. Engineer.